What I want to do is teach you to maximize your budget. I want to teach you to maximize your earnings by understanding truly what ROI is and how you can get the greatest ROI on a consistent basis. Hey, what is going on, Amazon business owners and very soon to be Amazon business owners? Bob Schneck with you with ALGO Online Retail, checking in again today. And I wanted to jump on and do a video. I want to review a conversation that I had with one of our students who was very seriously considering getting involved with a private label program. Now, their reason is they were being promised 100% ROI. Now, you all understand what ROI is, right? Return on investment. How much money do you get back for the money that you put in, right? And that's how a good investor makes decisions. Where can I put my money and get my greatest return? Well, I said, okay, so let's take a look at this for just a second. And then we'll do a comparison of apples to apples versus apples to oranges. Because a lot of times you'll hear me talk about how when you apply the ALGO business model, you can get 10 to 100% return. And they were saying, well, they were being promised 100% return with the private label program. And I said, okay, so let's just take a look at it. Again, they're not telling you the whole truth, I think is what the problem is. So with typical private label, you've got to go out there and you've got to find a product, right? And then once you find a product, they teach you that you should go get it manufactured over in China and then bring it back and sell it on Amazon. Now, what they're not telling you, which is the most important part of return on investment, is what is the time? Okay, in the traditional world, they talk about ROI on an annual basis. So with most sellers on the internet, they don't talk about the time that is involved with your return on investment. So with private label, let's kind of go through it. First off, you got to spend time finding a product to sell. And then you're going to have it designed or created through an engineer. Okay, so that takes time and it's probably going to cost you some money. So now you've started to spend money. So that's when the clock starts to tick in terms of your return on investment. Now, once you have a product engineered and designed, then you're going to have to send it over to China and they're going to make it. Now, that will typically take anywhere from 1 to 3 months. Okay, now remember, they're not going to do anything unless you pay them up front. So again, there's money outlay right there and begins 1 to 3 months of waiting time when you're not earning anything because you're not selling anything. Now, once your product is manufactured, then you're going to have it shipped from China back here to the US. Okay, well, that slow boat typically takes 1 to 3 months as well, right? And again, they're not going to ship it unless you pay them again. So you're putting money out of your pocket and you're not earning anything, but money is being used. Now, once it gets here to the US, then you're gonna have to send it to Amazon, a week or two maybe. Once it gets to Amazon, nobody knows about your widget that you just had created, right? So now begins the process of marketing and advertising. You're gonna have to ask all your friends to give you some reviews. You gotta take pictures. Now, the reality of it is they'll tell you 1 to 6 months before you really start to sell anything. So if you look at the entire timeline, you have now invested your money and almost a year has gone by of which you've earned nothing on it. But let's kind of speed it up. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Let's say that you actually were able to start selling. Okay, so whatever product you purchased, say you spent 10 grand, right? And you brought it over here and you sold it on Amazon and it took you 12 months to do it. All right, so you bought 10 grand, you sold it for 30 grand, let's say. After fees and stuff, you made a $10,000 profit. So the return on your investment, right? You spent 10 grand, and when it was all said and done, you had a net profit of $10,000. So that is 100% return. However, that was over the course of an entire year. Now, if you break it down to a monthly return, that's actually less than 10% per month. Okay, so I started talking about the ALGO business model. What do? We go out there, we do some research, and we find great products, name brand products that are already being sold on Amazon, okay? Already being sold on Amazon. And so we go ahead and we buy them from an authorized supplier, and when we buy them, we gotta pay. Now, from the time you buy them to the time they get shipped, maybe a week. Time Amazon gets it, right? You're talking another week before they're available. Now, here's the difference. We're going to teach you to buy 1 month to 3 months worth of product. Okay, a month to 3 months worth of product. So let's say it takes 3 months for you to sell out. So you've invested your money. 3 months later, you've actually sold out. Okay, so you made, we'll call it a 50% return. You invested $10,000. When it was all said and done, you earned $5,000 in profit. That's a 50% ROI. However, here's the difference, because he was comparing a 100% return to a 50% return. Now, let's take a look at it. 100% over the course of an entire year. With our ALGO business model, again, proven business model, we made 50% in 3 months or a quarter. So we do that 4 times throughout the year. That 50% times 4 is a 200% ROI. Okay, so do you understand the difference there? You always have to make sure you're comparing apples to apples and oranges to oranges. So one of the things that most Amazon sellers won't tell you is what is the ROI in terms of time. I'm always going to be very straightforward with you. I'm never going to tell you to buy a year's worth of supply. I'm going to tell you we want to maximize your budget, right? We want to buy the right amount of inventory to turn in the quickest amount of time. I actually shoot for turning my inventory once every 30 days. So if you can do that, it's that much better. Now, I know this is kind of a lot of stuff coming at you, and you may not understand exactly what it is, but what I want to do is teach you to maximize your budget. I want to teach you to maximize your earnings by understanding truly what ROI is and how you can get the greatest ROI on a consistent basis. Now, if this sounds interesting to you at all, if you want to really do a comparison, I invite you to attend an upcoming training that I'm going to do this week. Now, I don't do these very often. I do happen to have one coming up. It is live, and I say live, it'll be live. And the cool thing about it is when I'm done with the actual training, it's going to create questions in your mind. So I will open up the live chat box, and we can answer questions, and we'll continue to answer questions till every one of your questions gets answered. And I will show you a time-tested, proven business model to get the greatest ROI, the greatest returns on your hard-earned money that are absolutely possible. So again, my name is Bob Schneck. Do me a favor, click the link below, get yourself in, check yourself out, and let's go ahead and learn how to do this the right way. I can't wait to see you there.